Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent, it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits only temporarily those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter, it's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much-needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society.
Ghetto, run, keep going on, less process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just a fly and I as a watchman around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, we gotta bust down Babylon walls. Prepare and read the way. Prepare and read the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down war and crime. Fight down. Me say Rastafari. War and crime. And do that righteousness. And we love. And we love Jah. time away, good time away again. Listen,
Yeah.
so just as I and I as a watchman, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace while we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for Rastafari. Fight down, war and fight. Fight down, war and fight. Rastafari, war and fight. And build up righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Rastafari. Preserve all. And we love Jah. Me love Jah. Me love Jah. Rastafari. Preserve all. Me love Jah. Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight. And then DJ Twin.
You know the old saying that you have to kiss many frogs before you kiss a princess? In America's presidential picking, they might have done it the other way around, kissing many princes before kissing the frog. I am me, you are you. Do you really know who you are? Good evening and welcome to Trying to Find Myself. We will focus on the mental decline. I'm not call America for with no. Whoa, can somebody call America for with the United States of Hate? Me hear one woman here pass my scroll on TikTok today. I hear one woman call the United States of Hate. Somebody call the US of A for with please. Trying to Find Myself. Good evening and welcome. We're back in the trenches. We're going to look at Donald Trump's mental decline. We're going to look at the Jamaica walk for gratitude today, which I think was misguided. And we're going to look at an article we did on the petrodollar and the closure of the Strait of Hormuz, because we want to keep you up to date with all of the nickel and pickle and make sure we don't know what to look out for. One big good evening to everybody. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good evening and welcome. One big good evening to you all. Can you help us by hitting the like button, please? If you have not yet hit the like button, can you help us to hit the like button, please? Who is Donald Trump? Does Donald Trump even know who he is? Could this be a mistake? Or could this be the onset of dementia or dementia brawling in public? But who Donald Trump thinks he is? I mean, America, this is a terrible situation. Dear America, good evening and look at where you have ended up. This is serious, you know. Globalists, we need to pay attention. This is serious. This is the man with his finger on the world destruction button. This is the man with his finger on global calamity button. This is the man with his finger on the apocalypse or whatever the word is. This is the man with him finger upon the doomsday switch. America. J.D. Vance, who thinks you have a political future after Donald Trump, are you going to go over the cliff like this as well? No, I mean, is J.D. Vance prepared to go over the cliff politically? There is nothing to achieve here tied to the thinking of Donald Trump, whatever that might be at the moment. Whatever that might be at the moment, it's a suicide to be tied to it. That's why I don't understand how Andrew Holness depending need to Donald Trump. That's another topic. America, look here. Look here, America. America, not only looking, but here, yeah. America, here, yeah.
The President of the United States, Gavin Newsom, admitted that he has learning disabilities, dyslexia, everything.
So if Gavin Newsom, as Trump called him, is the President of the United States, who is Donald Trump? If Gavin Newsom is the President of the United States, who on earth is Donald Trump? Oh, no, she said it's dangerous. Well, we left to the mercy of a man who doesn't even know who he is, what job role he had. America, understand the seriousness of this, yeah? Me not think, no, on an AI, a reality. It's not AI. Lord have mercy. You know, see having picture and wicked mama behind him, panic. I know AI. It really goes up with you.
The President of the United States, Gavin Newsom, admitted that he has learning disabilities, dyslexia, everything about him is dumb.
Yeah, everything about Gavin Newsom is dumb. But Gavin Newsom is the President of the United States. All right? So regardless of, and you must be able to identify narcissists when they speak. What they tell you about somebody or a situation, it's really, you have to read it in the opposite. So like you see, come and tell you about the whole obliteration and done and gone. It's speaking in the opposite. It might tell you, say that's what happened to the American military asset. But because the way how narcissists speak, they have a self-aggrandizement and a sociopathic mentality where it's me and I, how great thou art that I am. That's the mentality. But they actually speak in reverse. If you pay attention to people who've got the histrionic or the narcissistic tendencies, they tend to speak in the opposite. What they're telling you of someone else or a situation, it's really the truth of themselves or a situation of themselves they are telling you. Or if you hear they're praising themselves and knocking down somebody else, it's really the knockdown they're giving to somebody else. it is there. They are even knocking down their own self, but it's the way they speak. But never mind that. But Donald Trump, things not go well at all. Things is not going well for Donald Trump because Donald people start jump ship. Hmm? This is Donald Trump top intelligence. This is Tulsi Gabbard second. Hmm? This is Tulsi Gabbard second, who has stepped aside because they cannot continue with the illegal war any longer, full well knowing that Donald Trump is only sending your children, America, to their death. What I would want from Joe Kent, I believe his name is to go on interviews and tell us of the civil war going on between the Pentagon, the Foreign Office, and the White House. Because this shit show of a catastrophe with Donald Trump have just a unravel so, and God knows where it will end. More Tulsi Gabbard, who it is said from day one wasn't in favor of attacking Iran. Tulsi Gabbard must resign. If you resign now, you put yourself in an amazing position for the presidential candidate for 2028. Similarly, J.D. Vance. If J.D. Vance deploy the 25th Amendment now, it puts him in a good position. But if you all sit down, if you all sit down and go over the cliff with Donald Trump, America will not be able to be pulled back. Because right here now, the way how America capsized, it look really dangerous. And when we have a madman telling we say he will bomb a country or the asset of a country for the fun of it, this is dangerous. These are the same very people who dropped nuclear weapon on another nation before. Not one, two. As to why America has not seen the seriousness of Donald Trump since, say, October, November onwards, it's going to come back to haunt America, not abroad in America, but right at home on your very well-armed, protected soil. Right at home on your very armed, protected soil. But more of these people in Donald Trump's cabinet need to have some balls and integrity and step aside. If not for America's non-ratification of the International Criminal Court, most of you, including Donald Trump, after this war is over, would have been hustled off to the ICC and war crime charges. Benjamin Netanyahu there's already a arrest warrant out for him. And to you, Benjamin Netanyahu, if you are alive, if you are well, rather than putting out these videos to pull a wool over the world's eye to say nothing is wrong with you, while at the same time you're not seen in public doing your usual presidential duties, But you have time to make all sort of video to convince us of your life. What would convince us is for us to see you back in all of the meetings, see you back doing press conference, hear you and Donald Trump attack the nonsense them, then we will believe say you're alive. But for the whole heap of video where you put out to prove say you're alive, I mean, you can just go up on your phone and turn on your TikTok or whichever and grace the people. You can call the media them and come for a press conference. But them little thing where you put out, it's no proof of life because we know how the thing go already. But more of you people in Donald Trump cabinet, you all need to step aside for your political integrity, for the life of Iranians and the children of Israel, though we don't really care about them. Truth be told. Let's listen to Trump. Hey, America, how no get yasso? We know no they are good there, you know, but we still have to ask, how no get yasso?
When you say Cuba,
Because if the first coming of Donald Trump, we ended up with an insurrection. The first coming of Donald Trump, America, it ended in an insurrection. We've seen what we've never seen in your Congress before, what we've never expected to unfold in your Congress. You chose him again. I mean, who is stupid? Is it Donald Trump? What did stupid for morning, or Ono would choose him and think say, Ono they are gonna get better than Wassa, or Ono get the first time. You choose Donald Trump and Andrew Holness, stay with him. When me support Donald Trump for him to do it, even though he gone over the top with it. But they just want him break the America money and power. He might do it, but he gone too hardcore with it. He could have continued with the trade war, because the trade war was going on decently. I mean, the war, the way this war is going, will break the back of the petrodollar sooner than the economic warfare was unfolding before the conventional war start. But people's lives are being lost.
when you say Cuba is next,
Cuba.
is Cuba, whatever you do with the military there, it seems like something. Will that look more like Iran or Venezuela?
Can't tell you that. I can tell you that they're talking to us. It's a failed nation. They have no money. They have no oil. They have no nothing. They have nice land. They have nice landscape. You know, it's a beautiful island. I think Cuba, I don't know, it's in its own way, if tourism and everything else, it's a beautiful island. Great weather. They're not in a hurricane zone, which is nice for a change. You know, they won't be asking us for money for hurricanes every week. But I think Cuba's the end. You know, all my life I've been hearing about the United States and Cuba. When will the United States do it? I do believe I'll be having the honor of taking Cuba. That'd be good. That's a big honor.
Taking Cuba.
Taking Cuba. In Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth? They're very...
Whether I take it, free it, or do anything I want with it. I don't think the world understand the scariness of a madman with such power behaving like this. And America thinks this is going to bring America to greatness, though they were never, well, they were great murderers, thieves, whores, you name all the pejoratives of greatness what they claim. Now, Cuba is having a discussion or a negotiation with the Americans. So we know that an attack on Cuba is imminent. If we follow the way how this administration behave, they tend to attack you while at the negotiating table. So I do believe an attack on Cuba is imminent because Donald Trump is hinting many things. Cuba is in the dark now and all of that. They have come to the negotiation table where that's where Donald Trump loves to attack you, at the negotiation table. We are in a dangerous period of our lifetime and of this world. My problem, though, you know why I think it's going to get worse? Possible or possible not. It seems that rather than people are coming out of their shell and standing against these injustices, they are becoming more silent or more fearful, which is what system like these and people like these survive off. Silence and fear are their two biggest power. Silence and fear are their two biggest power. And that would lead me into today's have you heard anything about our children in Cuba? I didn't watch press conference at today. They didn't have press briefing at Jamaica. Me not see anything in the news, and if I today have the press briefing, me never watch it. Listen, the God believe you me, I'm not watching any of those things in Jamaica. You notice I pay no attention to the budget. One, I do not understand it. Two, no matter how much money we give them, a thief, them a go thief. So it don't really matter. Every year we disburse money and we don't see nothing out of it and we hear about how much we miss. Every time I watch Parliament, it angered me. So I really don't bother with them. I'm focusing on geopolitics at the moment. Believe you me, because Jamaica politics is nothing that stimulates the mind, to be honest with you. Jamaica politics, yes, and I didn't watch it either, as well as PNP. Neither PNP nor JLP. Me not watch none of them on a budget nonsense. Yeah, it's irritating to see these people on the. You see, because me study this thing, me know it's a theater. I know it's all acting. I know a wool has been pulled over our eyes. I know we've been played with. So me no waste too much of my time because my job is to try find information to keep my audience informed. because there's nothing stimulating about our politics. Nothing stimulating about our politics at all. Rather be the debate out there, the journalists them will write about politics. There's nothing stimulating other than the political hype during the lead up to an election. There's because when you listen to Jamaicans debating politics, for me it's a big turn off. That in this modern day, with so much going on, every time I have to be going back to Michael Manley and Siaga, Portia, PJ, I'm hearing too much of that. Hmm? I am hearing too much of that. That's for me, that's the past. Me never live in a them era there. Me live in a way I go on now, whether it a go on a Jamaica, England, America, or wherever. As a people, we need to broaden with horizon and come out of the inner Jamaica alone, because Jamaica short of everything where people depend on nationalism, patriotism. The only thing Jamaica have is tribalism. And if you notice across the internet, are just so Jamaican tribal on everything. We need a mindset, a reset of our mindset. We need a reset of our mindset. But especially since election done, me not see nothing in Jamaica for really focus on. The people are really interested. And this is why I don't play to the political bullshit. You notice since politics done, Jamaica people, us who do politics or whatever, they jump from our platform and gone right to the mix up them and the bagger thing them on TikTok and all about. Because Jamaicans don't care about the future. Jamaicans' behavior will approach the moment and we just deal with the moment. Nothing is wrong in being in the moment because that's the present and you're sure of that. But we keep regurgitating, even with politics. There's nothing new and improved in it. It's just the same regurgitating. And that's why we're falling behind and at the mercy of these people. Now, let me go to that little video clip of the walk of what you call it. Hold on, did I have another video on Trump before we move on? No, let's finish off Trump with the. Oh yeah, we have the Strait of Amos, and we're going to do the article, and then we move on to the Jamaica Cuba issue, which Jamaicans don't really care about that neither. There's nothing in Jamaica that moves the people. I mean, nothing.
Now that you've announced that the U.S. has destroyed all of Iran's mine-laying ships, why can't the U.S. just immediately reopen the Strait of Hormuz?
Well, we could, but it takes two to tango. We have to get people to take their $1 billion ship and drive it up. If when Pepe has his big sugar ships coming around and they cost $1 billion, and we say, I think it's okay now, Pepe, take your ship, drive it through the Strait of Hormuz. He may say, let me wait a little while, because it takes ship owners and these ships are very expensive.
They could cost up to $2 billion. So they don't want to take a chance that, gee, I think you'll be okay. They got to know it. So they don't have to set, we don't know if they even set any minds. But the thought that they may have is enough to keep people from saying, we don't need it.
That's your president, America. Now let's look at our article that we did before we go to the Cuba issue, because this article is really questioning whether America and Israel will have any influence in that region after this catastrophic war has come to an end. Going bad for America and Israel, though.
The twilight of hegemony. Assessing the future of US and Israeli influence in the Middle East. The Middle East is currently navigating a period of unprecedented volatility, marked by direct confrontations between major regional powers and a visible strain on the traditional security architectures that have defined the last half-century. With the specter of a full-scale war with Iran, threats to the Strait of Hormuz, and persistent attacks on US and Israeli assets, the question of whether we are witnessing the end of a specific geopolitical era is no longer confined to the fringes of political theory. The petrodollar and the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz remains the world's most sensitive energy choke point, with approximately 20 to 25% of global oil passing through its narrow waters. Iran's long-standing threat to close the strait serves as its ultimate deterrent, a nuclear option for global markets. Critically, any prolonged closure would do more than spike fuel prices. It strikes at the heart of the petrodollar system. The dominance of the US dollar is inextricably linked to its role as the primary currency for global energy trade. As nations like China and Russia increasingly move toward de-dollarization and regional powers explore alternative settlement currencies, a major disruption in the Persian Gulf could accelerate the shift away from the dollar, fundamentally weakening a primary pillar of American global soft power. The vulnerability of the Iron Ring. For decades, a vast network of American military bases, from Al Udeid in Qatar to Al Tanfan in Syria, formed an iron ring intended to project power and contain adversaries. However, the rise of asymmetric attrition, characterized by the constant bombardment from low-cost drones and ballistic missiles, has exposed these billion-dollar installations as potential liabilities. While the US military maintains a formidable presence of roughly 40,000 troops, the political and material cost of defending these sites against constant harassment is rising. In Iraq and Jordan, fatal strikes on US outposts have fueled domestic debates in Washington about the utility of a permanent forever presence that often serves as a lightning rod for local resentment rather than a guarantor of peace. Israel's strategic paradox. Israel currently faces an existential challenge that military superiority alone may not solve. Despite its advanced missile defense systems, the constant bombardment from multiple fronts, Gaza, Lebanon, Yemen, and Iran, has created a state of perpetual high alert that drains the national economy and tests the social fabric. The strategic concern for Israel is not an immediate military collapse, but a slow-motion isolation. As the humanitarian costs of conflict rise, Israel finds itself increasingly at odds with international bodies and even traditional Western allies. If the regional environment becomes one of permanent high-intensity conflict, the startup nation model of economic prosperity and regional integration may become unsustainable. Conclusion: an end or a transformation. To label this the end of the American empire or the state of Israel may be premature, as both possess immense resilience and technological advantages. However, it is undeniably the end of uncontested dominance. The Middle East is transitioning toward a multipolar reality where regional actors, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey, and external powers like China are no longer willing to defer to a US-led order. Whether this results in a graceful transition to a new regional balance or a chaotic vacuum remains the defining question of our decade. The era of Pax Americana is clearly waning, What replaces it will depend on whether diplomacy can outpace the accelerating momentum of regional war. Could a shift toward a Middle Eastern NATO among Arab states and Israel be the only way to preserve Western influence, or is the era of external security guarantees truly over?
How prepared are you for the longevity of this war? Because we are all aware of the spike in petrol prices, but within the region, as 80% of the food that the Gulf depends on comes through the Strait of Hormuz. And already food crisis already started in places like Saudi Arabia, at least because of the panic buying. And this is why I've been advising people from this war, from the very week it starts. Make your preparations. Don't be caught off guard, or don't be in the struggle and the rush like in a COVID when we in a supermarket a fight over pasta and tissue. As to what it was about pasta and tissue in the United Kingdom during COVID. But those are the two things. Anytime you see fight in a supermarket is over pasta or tissue. That bit I never get. But why I'm saying this, don't put yourself in that position where when them announce it, you may have to run up and down and a buckle to buy up. Start buy up your little things them where you know if serve you out long through the galangin depends on how worsen it get and how long it can go on for. Because the truth is, we just don't know. When the Ukraine war started, we thought it was Russia would just flush it out within a few months and done. We're in a never-ending war. The difference with this year war, it have global effect, more rigid global effect than the the Russia war situation. So let's not be caught off guard. Hmm? It's better to be prepared than to be sorry. It better you buy up the food and water them and whatever you want to store up, and we don't get to that. But let it not get to that, and then you never prepare for it. No. To Jamaica and the Dolly House, because our country, everything in Jamaica, Dolly House. Feel say China make we, Hmm? Me feel say a China make we. Because I mean I talk about we the long time generation. Me I talk about the new generation, yeah. Me feel say China make them because nobody now have no life skill in them anymore. Nobody now have no determination. Everybody just want to ready make and come out a plastic bag and all that. I don't know. But this is why I refuse to bury myself in Jamaica tribal politics. It is what keep Jamaica people so dunce. Every day we get up and talk about Labour and PNP. And when it comes to issue, we have to educate you and inform you. Nobody now want to listen. Nobody wants to listen when it issues that inform and educate you. And it's the reason why our head is been stuck in the political sand of our country, because we refuse to look beyond the corrupt politics of our country. Me can't get up every day in my life, discuss corruption, thieving. Coming out to Jamaica politician, them are do anything positive. We must come out here, come talk about. So might as well, we can pick up any politician across the world and talk about their negativity, because their negativity affect the whole away, especially when it's a matter of life and death, as in a war, something that create inflation, high energy prices, high food prices, kill a lot of lives lost, a refugee crisis, a humanitarian crisis. These are things that we must be concerned about and must understand how it is that one situation around the world can affect several or most countries around the world. All our struggle them connected together. The world is being run by one syndicate of Epstein files that especially the global north answer to. So anything wanna say I come from one, expect it from the rest of them, because all of them get the same marching orders from the dark world. Nothing moves us. And when I said nothing moves us, I mean nothing. Any little thing I go on will have immediate or long-term effect upon we. It just still doesn't concern us. The few people who turn out, you couldn't pick them up and put them in a carton box kept on your shoulder. The few people would turn up, you could have picked them up, put in a beer box, cap on your shoulder. Not no move with. The few people you see out there, so more Jamaican than that is going to go blind. On a PNP, we want to stand for in our country. Because on a thing to say, the PNP base and the PNP grassroots is not a part of opposing the crookedness of this regime. We want to stand for in our country, PNP. Because these are cars, these are socialist cars. One of the support in a PNP. If I did political motorcade to the one who know I get jerk chicken on would come out. Wanna stand, Lord, don't cuss them. Don't cuss them tonight, but just ask them. Wanna stand for? Wanna believe in a? Don't cuss them, you know. Don't cuss them. Just ask them. Wanna stand for PNP? Wanna believe in her? How can you call on yourself socialists? PNP, no come here. Talk to them nicely, because their skin thin like a fe angel. PNP, when you come here, What does socialism mean to UNO? PNP, wanna believe in a wanna go stand up for PNP. And I'm not talking about Mark Golden and in 27 here. I'm talking about the PNP base. The communities across the country wanna believe in a, wanna stand up for. This is the biggest social issue of our generation. This is one of the biggest social calamity. This is one of the biggest decisions which is going to come back, one of the worst decisions that is going to come back to haunt us. A decision where a social program, a health program is being pulled from under our feet. And you want to tell me you want to tell me, say, I just half dozen, one beer box full of people turn up for one of the biggest issue, one of the biggest social issue we have to tackle in our lifetime, a socialist issue, PNP. And I just want to sit down on the internet and criticize Andrew Holness. Want to believe in a PNP. Want to stand for. Is there a base in the PNP? Is there unity within the PNP? Should the PNP, people like Dr. Daz and others, not lead or help to lead this protest today? But then it's not a protest. It's a walk of gratitude, which sends a wrong message. Because the message ought to have been shame, anger, outrage, disgrace. Because on both sides of the coin for both Jamaica and Cuba, this is a very shameful, disgraceful issue that a third country can come and sever ties between the two of us. And you PNP, you don't have the nerve to come out here, come call on yourself Michael Manley PNP. Don't you all think you all are traitors? Or is it that you're so uneducated that you don't understand where you're going? What is it, PNP? Because this is your issue. This is a PNP socialist program, benefited our country for 50 years, that has been ripped from under our feet. I don't go and stay on TikTok and talk bullshit. Michael Manley, Siaga. Me don't want to hear about Michael Manley and Siaga. Because we can't correct the mistakes of Michael Manley and Siaga. We can hold Andrew and Mark Golden them to account, one hold Andrew to account in his decision making, and hold Mark Golden and his team to account for being a robust opposition. But both parties realize that we, the people of Jamaica, don't want nothing. As long as we get the KFC, that's it. We don't want nothing more. So that's why Andrew Holness couldn't make a decision That's why Andrew Holness could have make a decision and there wasn't a national debate about it. There wasn't a national conversation about it. It is why they made a decision and them confused with as to why they make the decision, or rather lied to us as to how they come up to the decision. But we are go blind. We will be able to go dead for once. We really don't care. We really don't care for sissy. These people can afford private health care abroad. We can't even afford the shamble of what they call health care in our country. And I want beer box full of will come out. One beer box full, I know one beer box can 24 beer, no so. One beer box. I'm sure say more than that one beer box are go blind in our country. More than one beer box are go blind in our country. Peter Bunting and Mark Golden them take PNP and mash you up. Because from Portia gone, you know. From Portia gone, no socialist spirit. Wanna make me talk. Wanna make me talk tonight, Kai bun me. From Portia and Dr. Phillips gone. No socialist spirit. No inner the PNP. They may have set a PNP as some classy uptown rankings. Socialism is a down in the dirt with us politics. Socialism is not about the class when we see PNP turn out in these days. What PNP are go? And why only would I want me to stuck on the PNP chain when no can tell me where PNP are go? Because you no see it and me no see it. And me no know if PNP tell we. Because they're not robust on this issue either. They could have led a demonstration. Hypocritically, they led a demonstration against what's you call it? Dennis Chung. So them a play politics with we. The PNP them have selective outrage. What does PNP believe in? Is it really still a socialist party? Does PNP still believe in socialism? Because what is going on with this Cuba health program? One could have been more robust. Why are you afraid to demonstrate with we? Mark Golden, come here. Mark Golden, come here. Remember to say to Mark Golden, when you did want people support, to come march against Dennis Chung. You call for people support and you come out from the front line. What about leading from front on this issue, Mark Golden? Why Mark Golden couldn't lead the people into a protest on this issue? Why Mark Golden couldn't go to go support the war? Okay, Mark Golden was busy to the time of that in Iron Crossing TV in Galangin. But Mark Golden have teams and batches and delegations and all sorts where them can send out a group of PNP go represent the party. But they don't care about we. They don't care about we. When it was politically expedient for Mark Golden led the people in PNP them in a protest against Dennis Chung. Why then Mark Golden and the PNP could lead the people them today in a walk, in a protest, whatever you want to call it? Because it means nothing to them. It means nothing to them because they won't suffer. They won't suffer the negative effects of the collapse of this program. None of our political class will have to deal with the challenges of our derelict hospital. None of our political class are going to end up in a hospital in our country if they choose to use it and they have them pan chair for 4 days before they get a bed. They would rather take off your grandma, put on a dot, and give them favorite politician a bed. You hear? So, Jamaica people can see you see where the maga them a get from Trump now. You see where the maga them a drop like a fly. Hmm? You see where the maga them a get from Trump, and you see where we get from Andrew Holness. Because it's what we wanted. We decide to stick with the devil. Hmm? We said, better the devil you know, better the thief you know, better the criminal, the convicted felon you know. It's why we have Andrew Holness and Donald Trump, because we, the people, love corrupt criminals. Hmm? We, the people, love corrupt criminals. Donald Trump have a rap sheet of conviction almost as old as anyone I'm picking at them. Andrew Holness, for how much years cannot have him statutory declaration certified. Andrew Holness under investigation for money them, for money laundering, for illicit enrichment, for tax evasion and all them something there. And we chose them. And then you expect to go to heaven in a chariot. Hmm? Talk truth if we know wicked to ourselves. We choose Andrew and Trump, and then we expect to be ushered off to heaven in a chariot. Is it that easy? Hmm? Is it that easy? No. Back to Cuba. Murder, she wrote. See me here, Donald Trump. Look at me. I'm making an appeal to all international fighters. If you're a Fidel Castro supporter, if you're a Che Guevara supporter, Cuba needs your assistance. Assemble yourself in Cuba. If you always want to take a pop shot at America, the time is now to assemble yourself in Cuba. Cuba might just become the next battleground, the battleground in the zone of peace. We're calling for all international fighters, those of military experience, military veteran, and guerrilla fighters. We have use for you in Cuba. If you want your slice of dead meat of America, then you should assemble yourself in Cuba to fight the guerrilla warfare, because this would not be a pick me out of my bed like Venezuela. The Cubans are going to fight to the death. The Cubans are going to fight to the death. So we're calling on all guerrilla fighters worldwide. Cuba needs your support. We're calling on all military veterans worldwide. It's time to stand up for truth, honesty, and justice. Unlike the illegal wars you regularly get deployed in, this time you'll be fighting a just war. So we are called all international fighter. If you don't want to take a lick off America, come to Cuba, and then the next battleground I go there. Because that idiot here go on like say, him to recolonize the world. We cannot allow Donald Trump. We cannot stay silent and allow a pedophile to recolonize the world. Otherwise, Donald Trump will go rape, we grow up with, and start sacrifice, we eat off the whole of the way man do with people, children, him and Epstein. We mustn't tolerate it. If I even with voice, we must use as opposition. Don't make them bank on your silence. Make them call you traitor, make them call you informer, but don't make them bank on your silence. Because that silence bother you when you go up on the pillar at night time, especially when you see them kill people, innocent children, and you shut up. Anyway, come go on about your business. Next thing you know, Donald Trump completely and totally obliterate you. Because everything you totally and completely obliterate with is still standing. How did America get here? Because the world, not me, the world always have America to a high standard. Don't know where them get that idea and belief from. Because the America that I know have always been a barbaric rogue. The America that I knew have always been a barbaric rogue. So, me don't know what you talk about. I've always... Donald Trump is America. The behavior of Donald Trump is how that America, which they say was founded on God, behaves. Arrogant, petulant, sociopathic. And see them now, everything a turn back round to haunt them. Everything a turn back round to haunt America. Because of how the world, not just how America view itself, how the world view America and prop up America like America is any godsend. What Iran is doing, Iran is fighting a psychological war. A part of this war is psychological. To say, no matter how big a giant is, you can take him on. As the adage says, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but it's really the size of the fight in that dog. Thank you very much for being here tonight. Lovely to have your support as usual. We will be back tomorrow morning. So please do join us tomorrow morning when we start the pan knocking all over again. We over here will not be silent. Thank you and good night.
Too long in our little ghetto, run keep going on, let's process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just as I and I as a watching man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, night. We gotta bust down Babylon walls. Prepare and read the way. Prepare and read the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down, war and crime. Fight down. Me say Rasta Rastafari, war and cry, and do that righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah, Jah Rastafari, and we love Jah, Jah Rastafari, serve all people. And we love Jah, we love Jah, Jah Rastafari, we love Jah, Jah Rastafari, preserve all people. Put time away again. Listen, yeah. So just as I and I as a watchman, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace while we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way, prepare the way for Jah Rastafari. Fight down, war and fight, fight down, war and fight. Rastafari, war and cry, and build up righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah, and we love Jah, Rastafari, preserve all. And we love Jah, Jah. Me love Jah, Jah Rastafari. Me love Jah, Rastafari. Preserve all. Me love Jah, Rastafari.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.